shooters. They've got size. They block shots. They're the leading shot blocking team in our league. And they're a team that's going to shoot 30 to 35 threes. That being said, if they're making them, what's the next game we play? If they're going to shoot them.
Can you talk real quick about officiating so far this year? What do you think? I mean, same old SEC or?
No, they're fine. You know, there'll be a call or two, and they're more critical, those call or twos now, because the games are so close. But I'll give you this. Vanderbilt. The Florida player said, I fouled Jenkins on a three-point shot, and they lost that game. There was a trip against Tennessee on Vanderbilt. That always is, it wasn't called, and they lost that game. So now it'll flip, and there was a call maybe against us, and they get that one, and they get another call in another game, and they get by. That's how it is. There's no, I get every call or he gets every. That's not the case. I mean, I've been in 2 different leagues. This is my 3rd league. The officiating, and I'm not saying this for posturing or anything else. Anybody that knows me, this is by far the best officiating I've ever been associated with, and that's why I don't say much to them. I don't have to. They're good. Now they're not making every call. But, you know, and the head of our officials, Gerald, does a great job. You don't have to say much. I don't think the officials have anything to do with where we are. We are what our record says we are.
What do you think about the theory that over a season that it all balances out?
I would say that. I would say that. I hope some of the close stuff that's happened to us starts going the other way, but usually it's over a couple seasons. It's not one.
John, there are a couple of weeks. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
There was something on the internet about you guys doing the Naismith tournament.
In the what?
Naismith Hall of Fame next November. What can you tell us?
I don't know. What can I tell them? Are we playing in it?
They'll release some in early March. What we're playing.
Are we playing in it?
Yes. Back to the officials for a second. A couple of weeks ago, there was on a controversial call, there was a lot made about the official who made the call had worked several games in a row, and talk about officials working a lot of games. Is that a problem? Or I've heard some coaches say they don't mind that they're working a lot of games, they just want the best refs, and a lot of leagues want the best refs. That's why they end up working a lot of games.
I would let our league, Gerald Boudreau, deal with that. If he thinks a guy's working too much because of his age or whatever else, he'd probably tell him you're working too many games. And if he thinks a young guy can go 6 straight days with a day off and then go 4 more, I trust that he's going to do the right things. But obviously all of us want the best officials. We all want young officials on someone else's game.
How reliable are fans as a gauge for whether a game is being reffed well?
I think the gauge would be if it goes up on the screen and everybody goes bonkers, then they probably are right. I don't know though. I mean, or if you're on the road and they show it on the screen and there's a hush, oh jeez, probably means you got a bad call. But those guys, just like we mess up stuff, they mess up stuff. As long as it's not personal, I'm fine. I love it when a guy comes over and said, I kicked that one, then he won't probably hear one word from me the rest of the game. I won't say a word. As long as he knows, and it's not personal, I kicked it, my fault. That's fine, move on, next play.
How are you with the in-game interviews? Somebody said you were one of the ones that suggested that they do that. Was that true or not?
I don't remember. I thought we all voted on it.
Yeah. Were you in favor of it though?
I can't even remember. But it's, you know, if the ball's in play, which happened to us last game,
yeah, that's what I was asking.
I'm going to walk away. I told you, I'm not listening to the question.
Yeah.
You know, they ask me something, I see him coming, and I know what I'm going to say. Coach, how's the weather? Yeah. We're really trying to block out and do some things a little different. I mean, I'm not listening to what they ask, and then if they keep asking, I walk away and I go sit down. So,
are they good for the league? I mean,
I don't know. You have to tell me. Is it helping us, the image of our league? Is it helping us? People enjoy watching the game because they want to hear us talk. I have no idea. I mean, I'm not. It's nothing that I'm paying attention to, though.
Most people I've heard talk about it don't like it. Most of the fans.
They must not like hearing their coach talk. I don't know. I mean, that's,
It's not just you.
John,
yeah.
John Ellington is not shooting well now. How key is he to whatever South Carolina can get done?
Jerry the Mush. So now he's saying he's not shooting well. Come out and make his first five, and I'm going to tell you to go in the bathroom until the game's over.
Oh,
There you go.
Coach, if it's too soon to talk about,
We're just, you know, it doesn't matter who it is. You got guys coming in to Rupp Arena or playing Kentucky, and it's the game, they zero in on. I cannot wait to do it, and they play better than stats. You don't need to look at tape. The tape is not going to tell how they're going to play. Mississippi State played out of their minds. Now, they made some errors and did this to let us back in it, but the way they played, you saw their talent, you saw how good they are, and everybody said, oh, you're going to bury them. What? I mean, you got talented guys. South Carolina has talented players, too.
if it's too soon to think about the NCAA seeding, what about conference tournament? Have you talked to the guys about the importance of winning these last few games for Atlanta, or I don't know?
We're worried about the last 5 minutes of the game right now. Not worried about anything else. If we get that right, the other stuff will take care of itself. So, no, we haven't worried about, we're worried about South Carolina. Let's just try to win a game. Let's try to get better. Let's try to finish the game off. Let's walk in and say, okay, we're trying to figure this out. And if we struggle again at the end of the game, let's go back and say, where are we struggling? What can we do? I've got a good team. I've got good players. Now let's try to keep this thing rolling. Thanks.